Right? And I'm not playing no games. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Pops, and I want to talk about the the newest Amazing Spider-Man series by Marvel. And the mask is off. Like, so it used to be you kind of felt there was phases where you felt like you were the crazy person, like something is wrong with the quality and the issues, and then you're like, how could it be like something's wrong? Like, I don't understand. And I revisited the Amazing Spider-Man. Wakazashi's Tea House turned me on that Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. had, been in charge of the new series. Starts off with 5 issues in Tombstone. It's fine. We talked about it. Kind of gave my thoughts on that. And then issue 6 isn't really issue 6. It's like a 900th issue, which contradicts the fact that they have wanted to reboot this thing so many times that they've kind of done away with the overarching continuity to get to 900. However, they just kind of quasi pretend with all that because nothing kind of matches with that issue. Like, it's completely different. The story arc's different. The art's different. We just kind of jump aside with that issue. Then we come right back. And I'm only going to talk about issues 7 and 8 because I just feel like I don't think they have a desire or care anything about what a reader would want. So issue 7 has Norman Osborn on the cover. Okay. So it starts off with this cover, and it's kind of strange how it's, he's holding like a helmet. Norman, I think he's got like a Big Hero 6 look about him, but I'm like, okay, all right, that's fine. Let's go ahead and let's jump into the issue a little bit. It starts and centers around Vulture, and I know a lot has transpired. So this is supposed to be his granddaughter on the left. I'm going to say she's adopted. I'm missing something. I mean, I've missed some issues, sure. But she's basically like a witch on wheels. Like, I found out everything about your past and I'm holding it against you. And his response is basically, oh, who told you all this? Spider-Man. I'm going to kill Spider-Man. And then you have this scene where the costume is there. And here's the thing. It's not like a little bit of a thing. It's, today's the day I cut Spider-Man's head off. I'm like, oh, okay. So, So I went back to this and I'm like, well, it's not really for mature readers, but okay, that's what we're doing. Okay. I mean, then the story is basically about Peter going to where Norman is, going to Oscorp. He runs into Mary Jane. And in this iteration, so in the first 5 issues, there's a lot of like revelation and allusion to other things that have transpired that we don't really get explained to us. Like, I don't understand why Mary Jane has a husband and 2 kids now. He's been beaten and battered. His face is all swollen. At one point, we're talking about something that happened that other characters in the story know about that I, the reader, don't know about because there were no footnotes that tell me anything. Okay. And then what's weird is there's an allusion or there's a reference to the 900 issue at some point, but I'm like, I don't remember that happening. Anyway, there's all this back and forth. There's a lack of trust because Mary Jane is there, and you get this sort of, this is the sort of back and forth you get. And there's parts of this I think actually kind of seemed like it was working pretty well. And he opens a closet and he's offering up like this suit, this modified suit thing he has. Look at the face. The face just doesn't look like Norman to me. He literally looks like a Big Hero 6 art. Anyway, so the Vulture is going to attack, which he does, and he totally gets the upper hand. All of this actually worked pretty well. I liked all of this, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go on to the next issue. But, oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, because they leave it on a cliffhanger here where Spidey is falling in 2 weeks, Spidey's funeral. Oh, really? Sure. We know that's not going to happen. And, oh, by the way, if you just turn 2 pages, this is what you get. You're like, what? so he's not going to die. He has a different suit on, which we assume is Norman's suit, holding a explosion and on the glider. Like, why am I going to read this? Like, why do I carry on? Like, do you want me to buy issue 8, or you just want to showcase what issue 8 will look like so you can feel good about yourself, that you're consistent with your marketing, even though that kind of defeats the entire purpose of me buying issue number 8? Like, you don't really want me as the reader. Well, then we get to issue number 8, and you talk about things turning into a mess. So there's a falling scene like this, and there's just this random, he reaches in his thing and has this thing. Like, it's so, there is no setup. It's just something that happens. And this is what you get. And he saves himself. He's messed up, and then of course, Vulture is continuing to attack, and there's all this back and forth, and he's nearly dead. And he calls Osborn, for the suit or something. And Osborn is not only going to do it, he's breaking the phone, crushing the phone. So he's not going to save Peter. Of course, Vulture is continuing to go at it. And this is what you're getting. And he sort of gets away, and then he runs on. He responds with the other suit and the glider. Don't know how he got back. Don't know how long that took. Like he like jumped on top. Well, that's right. We gotta get to that shot, because that's just one of my. So we have these scenes where he gets the upper hand in the battle, in the sense of Spidey is going to climb on top of Vulture and kind of steer him, I guess is what we're going for with this. Again, we're trying to go for art, John Romita Jr. Like, what are we doing here? We have hair or scratches. We're not. It's just really, really, really frustrating to try to get because there's no consistency with the art and stuff like that. So this is how it goes. It cruises along like that. And he goes back and gets that suit, right? So I hated all of this. I hated the fact that it's sort of this thing. He throws these little spider bomb things at his eyes and then does this. And then just starts riding around on him. Yeah. Just riding around on him. So, yeah. Is this a good look for your Spider-Man right here? Is this what you want? Sorry. Let me get zoomed out. I got to get the right page and the right shot. Right there. No, never. Oh, no. I'm like, okay, Spidey's going for it here. Okay. I'm like, wow. I could not believe how gratuitously bad everything is and done. And then there's like this weird shot when you come to the end of the sequence, and it's like this image, and then you cut to them chatting. They're going to chat about it. And Spider-Man kind of gives him a lecture, like, oh, so it didn't go your way, so your idea was to kill Spider-Man. It's like guilting, and just leaves him there. And then like he starts confronting Norman, and Norman's thing was, well, I couldn't get on the glider and bring it to you. I figured you'd just work it out, basically. I couldn't trust myself. And Peter just sticks around. Peter just, oh, yeah, you're hired. You can stay and have a job. It's like, what on earth? What? Okay. Maybe you love this. Maybe you love the series and I'm missing something. I was kind of back in to give it a chance, but I have I have negative interest in carrying on at this point. Like, I don't even know what there is to say. Oh, by the way, I stopped sharing. Let me pull up. So, and their solution to keep me interested in continuing the story is to, give me what I know I didn't want, and that was a Wolverine cameo. Okay. All right. You guys tell me what you think. I don't even, this freak. So the first 5 were okay. And then it's been off the rails, and Romita's art's all over the place. Zeb Wells' stories all over the place. Like, it's a freaking mess. I'm out. I can't handle it. It's just such mediocre tripe. I just don't care. So anyway, but Bob Ross will bring us some joy and happiness. So let's go to Bob Ross.
All I do is chill.